Hi, everybody. I am Anthony Cerqua, and this is my back to school night presentation for PLTW Introduction to Engineering Design, or IED. So this is the agenda slide that we typically see at the beginning of class. So obviously I would update this with whatever we'd be doing in class that day. For us tonight, I'm going to talk about the introduction to the class and myself and the course topics, grading homework, some of the nuts and bolts of the class and my expectations, how to get help for this if the students have any need for help in the class, and then my contact information as well. Introduction to Engineering Design. So what is this course all about? This course is a Project Lead the Way course, which you may or may not be familiar with from previous levels in middle school or whatnot. But Project Lead the Way is a national engineering curriculum, and this is like the first course in that course sequence to introduce students to the engineering design process and some of the basic engineering skills. So it's really going to go through a lot of the fundamental things that are needed for all types of engineering. We're going to start with the engineering design process. We're going to get into sketching and engineering drawings. We're going to do things like reverse engineering to take something apart and look at the different parts and the functions of those different parts. We're going to measure. We're going to look at tolerances. Lots of 3D modeling, 3D printing, basic building skills. Some of the projects that will help us design to go through all these different skills and topics. We'll do a puzzle cube where students will be designing their own puzzle. We'll look at woodcraft kits and breaking down the parts of those. Mug drop devices, the Automata project, which is this video. This video right here. When the idea is that you turn this little crank here, and these two things can move up and down in different ways. And there's a lot of versatility and differences in what they can make. You see all sorts of different designs behind that one there. So we'll be doing that as well. At the end of the course, there is a what is called the EOC, the end of course assessment, that is administered by Project Lead the Way. Think of it like an AP test if you're familiar with AP. So basically, students will take the test with the opportunity to earn some college credit for certain colleges accept this, some others don't. But the potential to earn college credit if they score high enough on the exam. It does not affect our course grade, so it's not going to hurt or help their grade in the class. It's just something that can potentially earn that college credit, like it's kind of like an AP exam. I'll have more information on that as we get closer at the end of the year. To introduce myself, this is my 8th year at East. I'm a physics engineering teacher. My hobby right now is just trying to keep up with my daughter. She's almost 16 months old at this point. I am a Science Olympiad sponsor, so I will be trying to recruit some of our class to Science Olympiad as well. My wife, Caitlin, is pictured here, and then we have two cats, Phoebe and Louie. I will mention my engineering background as well. So I did graduate as an engineer via my Bachelor of Science in Engineering Mechanics from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. And I did work in engineering for a little bit. I had an internship at an office furniture company in Iowa, designing a chair, which I know is incredibly exciting. But it actually was a really great opportunity to work through that design process for real. I had a short internship with Fermilab, helping out with one of their experiments. And then post graduation, I did work for an oil and gas licensing company called UOP, which is a Honeywell company. Basically, chemical engineers will bring me a whole bunch of data and say we need to process as much, fuel, and we need to design the reactor to not like explode, and we needed to be able to process all this fuel. So I work on the sizing and everything to go along with that reactor. But I wasn't real crazy about the industry, and I knew my passion kind of laid in teaching, so went ahead and made the switch. And like I said, I'm in my 8th year now. The reason why I mentioned that is simply if, again, this is an introductory engineering course, and if students are interested in engineering as a future career, I do have some background in the field. I'm not an expert by any means, but I went to school for it. I worked in it a little bit, and I've been teaching it for a while as well. So if they do have questions, please let them know that they're more than welcome to ask me. And if I don't have the answer, then I'll be able to find somebody who does. Resources and support. So if they do have questions, if they need help before school, after school, during one of my open periods, 5, 6, 7, if they talk to me in class or send me an email, we can always get something set up. We do have more resources on Schoology as well. There's each other in class, there's previous assignments, there's videos that I'll be posting on Schoology. a whole bunch of ways to get help. Grading scale is broken down here, so most of it will fall in our bigger projects that we do, or any of the exams that we have. But there's some smaller categories for classwork and homework as well. The expectations I have for students. So engineering is tough. So we talked about expectations at the beginning of the year with my students, and so the expectations were the following. So we talked about expectations. They shared their expectations for me. They shared the expectations they had for each other, and then ultimately I shared the expectations that I had for them and the expectations I have for myself. The expectations I have for them. Number one, put in the effort. Engineering is, it's a challenging field. It takes effort sometimes to get where you want to be, and whenever they need, I'm always there to support them if they need to put in the extra effort on something. Number two is trust me. Something seems hard or frustrating or pointless, because sometimes we need to push our boundaries to learn something new. Or sometimes I made a mistake, but if that's the case, then I'll correct it. Have an open mind and be inclusive. Our class is very diverse in every way you can imagine, including our ideas. And I think that diversity can only enhance what we can do in engineering. I want us to be open to new ideas and different thoughts and perspectives, because ultimately that develops the most positive learning atmosphere possible, and best engineering atmosphere possible as well. And finally, enjoy learning. The expectations that I set for myself is to give 110% effort to make sure that they learn something useful and relevant, and that they look forward to coming in class. I always aim for those two things. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. My email address and phone number is there. Thanks for watching. Bye.